Marvin, don't forget to tell them this part. You can also call the collection agency and settle those debts. It's really important because you can end up only paying 50 cents on the dollar for that collection. In this video, we're going to show you how to fix your credit score as soon as possible. Take your power back. Now is the time to learn how to fix your own credit.
You no longer have to deal with a credit repair company. You can do this stuff yourself. So sit back and listen in, and we're going to show you how.
Just a few weeks ago, Marvin and I did a video on how to fix your credit score using AI in under 1 hour. So make sure you check that video out. Did you know that having a bad credit score can cause you denials at the bank? Also, higher interest rates.
And lost opportunity.
So this video is for those who have bad credit and that need help fixing their credit.
You have to look at your credit report. So I want you to get that for free. You can go to annualcreditreport.com. It's the most detailed report that you can get for free. But it's one catch, they don't give you the score. So if you want to see your score, we have a link in the description below that will give you your score and some more tools we'll tell you about later.
But don't worry, Marvin, you don't have to spend any money if you don't want to. Now let's jump into how a score is calculated. Let's check out the graph. 35% is payment history. So let's make sure you pay on time. 30% is the amount owed. Let's make sure we don't max out our credit cards.
15% is length of credit history, so don't close any accounts. 10% is credit mix, so make sure you have revolving and installment account. And 10% is new credit, so make sure you open up some new accounts every 6 months.
Now that you know how the score is calculated, let's dig in a little deeper.
Now let's talk about personal information. Personal information is super important for removing negative items, so make sure your name is correct and your date of birth, and also your social security number.
Look at your addresses and make sure you only have your previous address and your current address. This can help you remove some negative items.
Also check and make sure you have no consumer statements. If you have a fraud alert on your credit, make sure you either add your phone number so when creditors need to call you, they have the correct number, or you can write the credit bureaus and remove it. Let's talk about late payments. Remember, payment history is 35% of your score, so late payments can drastically affect your score. When you get a late payment, it usually looks like a 30, 60, a 90, or 120 days late. That can tank your score.
And let's not forget, Marvin, that when you have a late payment, you can always call the lender and ask for a courtesy forgiveness.
Or if you see errors with these late payments between Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, make sure you dispute these items to get them removed.
Okay, and another major tip, Marvin, is make sure you catch up on all your late payments and bring them current, as well as set up automatic payments. This will help you increase your score.
Let's talk about collections. Collections happen when the original lender sells your debt. So now you have a collection agency calling you. Make sure that you actually owe this debt. Even keep logs on the collection agency calls and record the calls, ask them for permission.
Also, Marvin, don't forget to tell them this part. You can also call the collection agency and settle those debts. It's really important because you can end up only paying 50 cents on the dollar for that collection.
And remember, ask them to remove it if you pay it in full or if you settle it. All right, maxed out credit cards. This is one of the easiest ways to raise your credit score, because remember, amount owed is about 30% of your score, so simply paying down your credit cards can increase your score.
Just remember, you should only be using a third of the limit. And when we're talking about maxing out your credit cards, just say, for example, you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit. You should only be using $300 of the total limit of the credit card. Also, you'll see a change in your credit score if you follow these simple steps.
Hey, we have a link in the description that tells you about Watch My Credit Score. It has a product called Score Boost that can actually help you predict your score as you pay your cards down. So make sure you guys check it out. Let's get into bankruptcy. Bankruptcy and foreclosure are really tough items that most people are absolutely afraid of when they look at their credit. But remember, if you see any errors in the bankruptcy reporting, like when it was filed or the actual case number, you can dispute those items. Don't worry about it. Just start working around the bankruptcy or the foreclosure.
Also, you can contact the courthouse and they'll give you a letter that they don't report bankruptcy, and you can always send it to the major 3 credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian.
And the most important thing is to start to rebuild. Get a secure card with the bank that you bank with and start paying on that secure card every month and put as much as you can towards the secure card to raise the limit. That's going to help you. Rebuilding is just as important as removing the negative items.
So why wait for tomorrow, Marvin, for what you can do today? And if you're interested in disputing the negative items on your credit report, make sure you handwrite on the letter. You can either dispute with a handwritten letter or you can use a software and make sure you sign it with your signature.
Yes, making sure you sign the letters lets the credit bureau know that the letter is coming from you. A lot of credit repair companies are not saying this, but they're not getting the results they used to, and you can actually get better results by mailing the letters from your house. I know it may be an inconvenience, but what's more important, getting the items removed or letting the credit repair company do it? Don't wait, do this yourself.
Make sure you check out the video that's coming up next.
Make sure you click the like button if you're enjoying this information.
And also subscribe.
I'm Mr. Smith.
And I'm Mrs. Smith.
And we want to help you empower your finances.